Hi all, welcome back. My name is Doug Wellen from The Sustainable Athlete, and today in our Run Gait episode we are going to talk about cadence. In our first two episodes we talked about posture and we talked about footfall, and today we're going to talk about why cadence is important and how it can actually help correct some of the other factors we've already discussed. Whether it's rowing, swimming, cycling, or running, endurance sports tend to be a rhythmic application of power, and when you think about the word rhythm, you think about sound. When speaking to most cyclists, they tend to be very knowledgeable about where their cadence is, whether you're attending a spin class or just a recreational cyclist outside. Most people tend to be between 85 and 95 RPMs, but when you talk to most runners, they're not truly aware of how many times their foot is hitting the ground per minute. With running, it just so happens that cadence, ideal cadence, tends to be right in the same range with that of cycling, around 88 to 90 per foot per minute, or 180 steps per minute. In terms of getting some audio feedback on what that cadence might be, it's 3 steps per second at 180 beats per minute. There's a simple app on the phone, this one's called Metro Timer, and just to listen for that rhythm, each beat equating to 1 foot strike on the ground. Also tends to be in line when not just thinking about the feet, but also thinking about the arm swing as you're running to replicate that of what's happening below the hip. The nice thing about cadence is it's very quantitative. With the other points we talked about, posture and foot strike, to close that feedback loop, it really takes an outside video source or a coach to watch. But with cadence, it's something you can get feedback for directly, whether it's counting or using an app like I just showed you on the phone. The nice thing about cadence, as I said, is if someone's running with too long of a stride and their posture is a bit broken, to really replicate that cadence, you don't need to run faster in terms of overall velocity. You just have to shorten that stride, landing more beneath the body and coming more upright in that process. It tends to help correct for where the footfall occurs and for keeping the foot striking ground for a shorter period of time, which significantly reduces the risk of injury. One common question we get is, should I wear earphones and listen to music when I run? And that's one that we get all the time. And I just err towards caution on that. A lot of people tend to be swayed very easily by rhythm, and their cadence will actually change depending on the rhythm of the song they're listening to. So if possible, I'd try to lose the earphones and run without music to try to get that sense of feedback from the ground. And if you are going to listen to music, try to find music that's within that range of 85 to 90 beats per minute. Try to facilitate that cadence coming up. One other common area that runners tend to work a lot on, whether it's mentally or physically, is running hills. And cadence is also another great focal point for running hills. If someone's running uphill with too long of a stride, bounding up, they're going to do a lot more work than turning the foot over at that same cadence with a shorter stride as they go up that hill, just as if they're shifting gears on a bike. So as you go uphill, try to keep that same rhythm, shorten the stride. As you go downhill and transition to down, you're going to run with that same cadence. You're just going to cover more distance per stride, per foot strike. If you're a runner that tends to find that they like to gravitate towards a lower cadence, one super simple drill you can do is take that metronome app and bump it up to 190 or 200 beats per minute. Try to hear that rhythm, replicate that, and then as you come back down to 180, it should feel a lot easier and a lot more sustainable for your run. Thank you again for joining us. Please tune in next week for more content. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And check out the link for the app that I mentioned listed below, Metro Timer. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.